Hello all. So in this series where we are talking about what's new in 2024 release wave 1, we'll talk about one small but very thoughtful feature that Microsoft introduced for our users. The title of that feature is Go to the page that contain a field that causing a platform error. And we'll understand it in this video. But if you're here, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would request you to subscribe to the channel. And if you like the content or if there is something that I'm not covering in these videos, let me know into the comment section. Just FYI, I do read all your comments and will try to answer them as soon as possible. Okay, coming back to this. So Microsoft is trying to make it easier for us to help others, or which is our customers, so that it doesn't become a lot of trouble when there is an error message. They have done something similar in the past versions, but now they are kind of helping developers while they are writing their code. So in the previous versions, Microsoft added a new object type or a data type called error info, where you can pass the detail to error info, and then it gives you a lot more option to handle the error rather than just saying okay to that error message. As you have seen in the previous videos, there is already an option to copy the error message, which copies all the detail regarding that error message, and then you can send it to your partner. But now there are certain things that we guys do as developers. One of the common things that we write in our code is a test field. So if you are a developer, when you call a test field method and you are not doing your error handling using error info, with Business Central 24, Microsoft have baked in a feature that will allow users to see a very good message and will also show them the next possible step to solve that error. We all know what a test field does. It just validates the value on that field on which you're testing. So to kind of explain this, what I've done is I've created a small extension. Let me open that. All right. In this, and don't consider this as an extension, this is just a demo. I have added a new field into the item table and I'm calling it currency code. There's no need of currency on item. Okay, but this is just for the demo. And I have set the table relation to currency table. And then using the page extension, I have added that into my item card item tab, the first tab. And then there is a subscriber that whenever the purchasing code on my item card is changed, it validates that the currency table for that field, if there is a value in the currency code field, it checks that is there an ISO code attached to it. That's what the simple code is, right? Where I'm doing a test field. So now let's get into the client and see how it works. Okay. So in this case, if I head up to my items card like this, I will see my item list and then I'll populate my item card out of it, right? So let's open an item card. And if everything goes well, and if there is already a value in the ISO field on the currency table, that'll not be a problem. But for the demo, what I'll do is I'll just go in here and then remove the ISO code for the selected currency that I'm using right now. Okay, that's done. Now the code that I have is very simple, that whenever the purchasing code is changed, the code checks that if there is a currency code exists on this record, and if yes, then it test field or validates that there's a value on the ISO code. Typically what would happen in a scenario prior to Business Central 24 is you'll get an error message on the top of your ribbon where you'll have to see what it says and then you'll have to fix it. But now with this enhancement on Business Central 24, when I set this, it triggers the code and see there's a detail around it. It says ISO code must have a value in the currency, which is the default test field error message. The code that we are looking for it is CAD and it cannot be zeros empty because I just did a test field. Additionally, it allows me to show the currency card. So user can actually click on this, navigate to the actual record where he need to define that and set that. Once he is done with that, he can go back and continue whatever he or she was doing. He don't need to call you because it was a technical error message generated from the test field, and then you don't have to come and explain them how to fix it. Hopefully kind of the feature makes sense. I'll come to the details of the other thing that we were talking about. Just give me a moment. So hopefully this makes sense, but let's come to, there are some limitations to it. Okay, and let's try to understand those. The way these pages hyperlink was generated is generated based on a very simple concept that whenever there's an error message, it'll go to that particular record where the error message is coming from, look for the lookup or the drill down page ID or the name that you have defined on that particular table. So here it is, lookup page ID is currency. Then from the lookup page ID, it'll go and it'll try to figure out the card page ID, which becomes a currency card. And then it opens the navigation link or generates a navigation link to this particular card page. The reason why I'm explaining it is while we build our custom extensions or custom tables and fields in our extension, we sometimes miss out these basic properties. A table should always have a lookup and a drill down page ID, which navigates to its list page, and then the list page need to have a card page ID so that all this can work up. And this is not just in this error situation. There are other situations that impact those properties which were part of the previous release. Now, as I was saying, there are some limitations. Let's talk about those. Business Central will not add a link in these two situations. If the error on the page that is currently open, if the error is, you have the error in the same page context which is open, then there will be no link generated because you are actually on that page. And the second time, the second situation where there will be no link generated is if the user does not have permission to modify the underlying record. So let's say I'm a purchase user or a sales user, but I don't have permission to modify the currency table. So in this scenario, if I did not have the permission to modify the currency record, I'll not be able to see that URL or hyperlink to that particular record. Hopefully that's clear. Now, as I said in the beginning, there is quite a few updates or enhancement into error handling, and the one that was released in the previous version was error info object. So if you need a detail about what error info object does, how you can use it, because it's pretty flexible, you can add more options into the error window. You can have different captions, different methods that will be called based on those. So if you're interested in it, let me know into the comment section and we'll have a separate detailed video about the error, that particular feature which was announced in Business Central 22, if I'm not wrong, the error info object. Let me know into the comment section, how do you like about this feature? Do you think this is useful? Do you think your customers will like it? Do you think there will be a problem for you guys as developers to kind of implement it? And what else I can check? I surely have a test case and scenario in mind that if I did not have a table with the lookup page ID and drill down page ID specified, what happens then? And I'll surely do that test. And if needed, I'll add the results of it in the pinned comment to this video. So you know the drill. If you like the content, hit the like. If you think others should know about it, hit the share button and share it on your social medias. And if you haven't, then please do subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you sooner than later on the next video in this particular series or some other series that we might be starting sooner than later. Thank you.